Hello and welcome to today's video diary for Finding My Way with Pi, Purpose, Intention, and Emotion. I am Pi, and today I am thinking about friendship. I'm thinking about this because I'm examining my own, habits and behaviors when it comes to being a friend. And part of that comes with what my beliefs and expectations are about friendship. I realized I have this belief that and maybe for that matter, any relationship in my life, family as well, that relationships should be like this deep shared connection. And, sure, in any relationship, there's surfacey talk sometimes, but that deeply meaningful relationships have meaningful conversations and where each person is very real and authentic and says what they mean and isn't worried. Doesn't mean they don't care. It just means they don't put out confusing signals because they just are who they are each time. And that is what leads to deeply meaningful connections. So I have that expectation of people whom I let in my inner circle, and it's something I give in return. And I guess I'm just realizing that not everyone views friendship necessarily in the same way. And particularly, I think in our age of social media, in my experience and in my opinion, friendship has become more surface level. Maybe not always. I understand that's a general statement. It's just how I have never, let me say it this way. I have not experienced necessarily deeply meaningful conversations over text or social media. I have had some exchanges that were significant or, does it make a difference when you send someone a text and say, hey, I was thinking about you today. I wanted to send you some good vibes. Yes, but in the absence of the deeply meaningful connection that's already there, that text maybe doesn't mean the same thing, right? So it's in context. So I don't know how you build the deeply meaningful relationship with someone without having some connection to real life interaction. That said, though, maybe there is. People build relationships all the time. Where am I going with this? I'm just reviewing what it feels like, grappling with my own expectations of friendship, my own beliefs of friendship, who I want to be as a friend. And when I say I want to be there for you, I mean it. But I've had people say that to me and then they don't follow through with their actions when the time comes, and it's confusing. But I'm just examining my own thoughts and emotions. One of the things we've been studying in class is how your beliefs literally shape your brain. It's called neuroplasticity. Your thoughts shape your brain. Your beliefs become reality, whether you are aware consciously of those beliefs or not. And so I started pondering, what are my beliefs about friendship and looking at the friendships in my life and how do they feel to me. So just thinking about that a little bit, and then also trying to become aware of what beliefs do I have about connections and friendship. Might I challenge them? Are they truth? Where do they come from? And it's real interesting. I guess I want to spend some more time meditating on this or thinking about it and pondering it, because I don't have an answer off the top of my head. Where did my beliefs about friendship come from? I don't know. It's not like there was a course in school that was like, here's how to be a good friend. So where do we develop those patterns and beliefs? And is it what, I saw patterned around me? Was it a particular friend that I had? Or experiences that I had? I don't know, but I do have this drive inside of me to create and connect meaningfully with people. And I am sincere when I do that, and I have this expectation that others will be in return. And so when they're not, I feel hurt and let down and have trouble letting go of the expectation that I maybe had of that person. That's probably unfair. There's a quote in my gratitude journal that says, I'm not remembering the name of the person who said this, so my apologies, but it should say basically we should not be focusing on getting and receiving. We should be focusing on giving and being. And so that is also something what is it when I have that expectation of others? Is there some subtle subconscious thought or focus on getting and receiving, or am I focused on giving and being? Is it some of both? Maybe it's I give that and I feel like I am that, I be that, right? In friendship, and therefore have expectation to receive that. I don't know. I think it might take a very enlightened individual to let go of expectations, to not think about getting or receiving, whether that's in relationship or life in general, any avenue of life. I don't know. But when I get still with it and I start thinking about it, really, the only thing I can focus on is what I give. How do I give my attention and my focus? Is it distracted or not? Am I present or not? Am I truly listening more than I'm speaking? Am I being loving and understanding and patient and kind and all of those things? And, I'm just pondering the thought and the question in my mind, is there space to just simply be that and let go of any expectation of reciprocity, of any expectation of what the result may be in the friendship or the relationship, and just let go? And then what does that mean? What does that look like? Because see, the things about beliefs is that they're messy and complicated and all interconnected with all kinds of other things in our lives. They're all layered in. So does that mean then that if I focus on that I'm a pushover, that I don't have boundaries, or that I'd be taken advantage of because I'm nice? Or like all these thoughts kind of rush in when I begin to ponder this. What does it mean to be a friend, and what do I expect, and who am I, and what do I give? Just thoughts about this. And yes, there is a situation in my life that I'm pondering that for or about. And it just is an opportunity for me, I think, to learn to just be open and see what the reality is, not see what I want to see and expect to see. And that maybe if I'm disappointed sometimes by people, it's because I didn't just accept at face value the interactions. I was viewing them through this lens of this belief that I have and putting more on it than was actually there. And that therefore I'm the one letting myself down. I have many meaningful, deep relationships, and also, we never choose how long people are in our lives necessarily. And so, sometimes friendships are there for a long time, and sometimes people come and go, and it is. There's an ebb and flow to it. It just is what it is, and I don't think we could ever predict it. And another thing about me is, when there's this inflow of that positive relationship into my life, whenever that may kind of be on the decline, I do two things. One, I grip and I hold on. I have a hard time letting go. And then the second thing is I'm looking at myself like, did I do something wrong? Why is this naturally just like backing up? And I'm sure my behaviors are in there somewhere. But when I do that, I'm not looking holistically and realistically at the whole situation. So, I don't know, just food for thought about friendships there, and how often do we really stop to ponder what does it mean to be a friend? Hubby made a really good point to me. He said he finds that those friendships that are the most authentic and meaningful are the ones where you don't have to say out loud to them, I'll be there when you call. You don't have an expectation of each other, how often you'll call, how often you'll see each other, any of that. And yet when you get together, it's just like it always was, and it's easy. There's no resistance, there's no frustration, there's no saying of one thing but not following through or any of those things. You don't have to say it, you just be it, which gets me back to that concept of giving and being. And do I have relationships in my life where I'm giving and being and matching my words, my actions to my words, but the other person isn't? Just becoming aware of some of that. So anyways, I don't know. I guess I don't really have anything else that I want to process through about this right now, but I think I'll just be pondering it in the back of my mind a little bit here to see, might there be another lens to look at this through? Is there something here for me to learn and to grow? What do I choose? What's most meaningful to me? What does that look like? But I do think it's healthy to become aware of the beliefs we have about things and to just question them and examine them and maybe challenge them a little bit, just for the thought exercise of it and for the understanding, because the more we understand that and what we need, and what's right for us, our beliefs will shape our reality. So we should probably choose the ones that are right for us. Thank you for being with me on this journey. I'm so glad that you're here, and I hope it helps you too. I will see you tomorrow.